the governments have collapsed in those areas. In Yemen, there's no government. In Somalia, a lot of problems. So the spraying did not take place. Therefore, the locusts multiplied until they were fully contented that they had multiplied incredibly. And then they came here to East Africa in big swarms. And people were very worried that but for us, we were ready. And we killed all the locusts. Then came, so that's challenge number 4. Then came COVID-19. I appealed to you, I say, please, this disease is avoidable. I was here many evenings telling you what to do to avoid the virus. Initially, there was some cooperation. Then, at some stage, some bad-spirited people started distorting our message. We are using Corona to stop the freedom of the people. Fine. So after some time, I say, okay. After resisting for some time, we also told you how to open safely. You can open, but don't be too many in the vehicle. Don't be too many in the room, in the hotel. Don't hold public gatherings. Churches can open, but have a few people there. But some people said, no. That fellow is talking nonsense. So they ignored our advice. And then the infections went up. And the death rates went up. I think the deaths are now 251. This really, God is, there you are, that the people who have been infected so far are 34,000. The ones who have recovered are 11,000. The ones who have died are 251. This is a miracle, because in other parts of the world, like in the United States, we are talking of almost 400,000 people who have died. There are 300 and something thousand. So this has been a challenge. Now, in the next few days, I will have a meeting with the National Task Force, Health Task Force, to decide on the issue of the vaccine, because there have been some vaccines which have been developed in the United States, and also some in China, and some in Russia. I even hear that Iran has developed a vaccine also. Even here, we are working on a vaccine, but we delayed here. There were some delays because of the wonderful civil servants but also internationally, people think Africa should not have a vaccine of their own. This is what I was told. Because when we were importing some machines, you Africa, what do you need this for? Africans don't need this. We had to answer a question to show why there is a certain machine which is very important in developing your vaccines. Where our people had to answer, why does Africa, why do you import this? Your job is not to make, your job is to use. So how can you get out of order? So they thought I was out of order. Africans to want to make, that is not what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to buy and use and be led. But we shall make. Nobody will stop us. We are a bit late, but we are moving. I was told there were 3 lines of vaccine, but 2 are now the ones going forward. We are also working on the area of a cure. Actually, they should have started the trials on the 15th of December. I was ready, but now there were some other questions, some delay, which when I checked, they were good questions asked by the Higher Council of Science, but they're about to start the trials. They are telling me that the thing works when they try it informally, but want to do it now formally. So they think that they say, and the people who say are people who know what they are talking about, that the cure works. But let's try it using the protocol of science, the procedures of science, and we see how it goes. So this has been the year of challenges. But all the same, Uganda has managed because by the end of this year, the economy of Uganda will be 39, almost $40 billion by the foreign exchange method. If you use the PPP method, it will be $107 billion. And that's why we are telling you that we are about to enter the middle income category. All this is happening. The rate of growth in the year 2018-2019 was 6.8%. And this year would have been about 6 or 7% if it was not for this corona. The economy is now recovering. Last year, because of the corona, 2019-2020, it grew by 2.9%. This time it will go by 3.1%. But what is interesting is that people who are not Ugandans somehow understand things about Uganda better than the Ugandans. There is this group known as Bloomberg. Bloomberg, there you are. Bloomberg is a privately held financial software data media company headquartered in New York. Now, recently, it was ranking the rate of growth of countries in the world. You bring the world one, not this African one only. This is the world one. The one of the world. You didn't put it? The world one is here. If you take the whole world, the fastest growing country for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They are there, but the letters are not very clear. The fastest is Bangladesh, then followed by Ethiopia, then Vietnam, that's number 3, China, that's number 4, Uganda is number 5. In the whole world, there you are. Then followed by Ivory Coast, Egypt, Ghana, Rwanda, Kenya. So, in spite of the challenges, we have done very well. But as I've been telling you during the campaigns, if we solve a number of issues, there is nothing to stop Uganda. And we are achieving all this before we take advantage of our petroleum and gas. This is all without gas, without petroleum, without gas, without minerals actually. And yet our minerals sector is quite considerable. If you look at the gold, you look at the iron ore, you look at the copper, you look at the marble in Karamoja, you look at the petroleum, it's quite considerable deposits. Big deposits of bauxite in aluminium clays, in Bugweri, in Busoga. So, our potential and our future is very bright. So therefore, now that we are going into the elections in the next 2 weeks, I appeal to all Ugandans to really be patriotic for once. I am getting, in my job here as head of government and head of security services, I get all sorts of information. People who are planning to steal elections, including election officials who are bribed and change results or facilitate people are not supposed to vote or facilitate multiple voting. Then you have the ones who think they will use violence to alter the wishes of the people. They will bring this group, they will bring that group, I don't know from where. Then we have been having the indiscipline of some of the candidates and some of the political actors. I hear that the police has finally acted firmly against some of them. That's what I heard. But I would like to appeal to everybody that please, be patriotic. Do not seek to distort the wishes of the people of Uganda.